our hotel, we always came down Quattro Fontana. But it wasn't until our third outing we noticed this intersection with 4 fountains, one on each point. St. Peter's Dome is 450 feet high. This means our 305-foot-tall Statue of Liberty with the torch could fit inside. Swiss guards must be single and males between the ages of 19 and 30. They must be at least 5 feet 8 inches tall. They are Swiss citizens who have had military training in the Swiss Army. Though this sculpture is 20 centuries old, it may look familiar because this was the model Michelangelo used for the face of his David. Michelangelo was 23 when he presented his Pietà. This was the sculpture which made him famous. Bernini's Bronze Arch was built in the 16th century. The bronze medal for this 6-story sculpture came from melting down many other sculptures. Entering the Colosseum, we see holes in the structure. This is where the metal was taken out, melted down, and used to build the Vatican. Wild beasts were kept below the arena in cages. They were brought up to the arena in elevators. The cages were opened into the Colosseum. Some of the fights were animals against men. Some were animals versus animals. After the fighting, the arena, sand in Latin, was soaked red with blood. Seating in the arena was first level for VIPs and senators, second level for priests, third level was the middle classes, and the highest level was for slaves and women. The gladiators were African slaves. They fought 3 times a year for 5 years. If they lived, they got the coveted prize of freedom. The Arch of Titus was built to celebrate Roman victories. At the top it reads, Senatus Populusque Romanus, Senate and People of Rome. SPQR is still stamped on Rome government projects today. On the Arch of Titus is this scene with the menorah. It represents Rome conquering the Jews in Jerusalem. Ancient Roman fountains are rare now. They were melted down for new sculptures in the Vatican. The Forum was built to house Vestal Virgins. These priestesses were chosen at ages as young as 6 years old. They were educated and served for 30 years, tending to the holy flame. If caught not being virgins, they were buried alive. These ancient Roman ruins are tenements, housing for the poor. Before the Forum was built, the Senate met here. This spot is where Julius Caesar was killed. Beware the Ides of March. The Pantheon was built to honor all gods. Its columns are made from granite quarry in Egypt. after the original bronze columns were melted down and used for St. Peter's Basilica. Even with this hole in the roof, the Pantheon is the best preserved ancient building. Before 212, the Jews were slaves in Rome, so they lived in Trastevere, outside the city. In 1555, they were forced by the Pope to move into this crowded ghetto. The Pope hoped to force conversion. He even made it compulsory for the Jews to attend Mass once a week. The main synagogue of Rome was built between 1901 and 1904. This building is the only one in Rome with a square dome. The aluminum dome is decorated with the colors of the rainbow. Karen in the Latin translation was mistaken to mean grew horns, when the correct translation was to radiate light.